Hey, hey, hey! Great to have you all stopping by. I'm John Zidar. This is On Top and Hot. And this is Tuesday. It's September 16th. And right now it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I just turned on my recorder. Things are happening right now. I thought I'd grab some live activity of what's happening. Now, there hasn't been a whole lot of hot stocks that we found today that are running. You normally find one or two of those, but see, there's something happening right now in the market, folks. Tomorrow is going to be a very big day for the market, and the market doesn't know what to do today. Tomorrow, being Wednesday, is when both Bank of Canada and the United States Federal Reserve are expected to report rate cuts. They're going to be bringing the interest rates down, so we all anticipate about 0.25%. That's all of North America. This should be big news, folks. Now, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know anything about the justifications. All I know is that this is going to help the consumers. It's going to bring prices down. When you don't charge as much interest, you don't spend as much money, which actually encourages consumers to spend more money. And ultimately, that's exciting for the markets, and that gets the markets to run. And we haven't had rate cuts in a while. And to have both Canada and the United States doing this tomorrow, this could be a very big catalyst for tomorrow. Now, I'm thinking today the market fell like a cat would do before it wants to jump. It's crouching. It's going down because it wants to jump big tomorrow, and it needs a lot of extra room to take gains. So it'll take whatever recoveries that we lost today and those extra gains tomorrow. That's what I'm guessing. But who really knows, folks? We don't know for fact anything. Truth of the matter is they may cut rates tomorrow and the market fall. Why would that happen? I don't know. It does, though. Stranger things have happened. So don't go trusting anything to absolutely go one way or the other just because something does happen. There's no guarantee market sentiment is going to follow what you perceive it's going to be doing. Now, right now, we were just playing a stock that just came on our radar real quick. Somebody asked a question about Gorv. We took a look at Gorv. Gorv took off fast, folks. She was way down here when we first peekabooed at her. Someone gave us a little heads up. That's what I love about Pennybois. You've got 50 to 200 people over here every day. Everybody's looking at their own thing, playing their own stocks. We're not copycatting. We got a lot going on over here. And people share their hot stocks with each other. It's not a competition. Right? It's a community. And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get into the stock I'm in and help it go up too. So we have no problem sharing information. And it's nice. Man, you get so many hot stocks to choose from that sometimes it's a little overwhelming. And we've got to tell you to slow down. Don't bounce around. Find something that has a pattern that you work with. You should be looking for stocks that have steady volume that maybe aren't going to pull back like this one here. Come on now. When she skyrockets up like that and goes parabolic, she's going to run out of fuel. That's a rocket stock. She's not going to keep shooting straight up. It just won't happen. It's going to fall back because our closest ground, our closest MA, our moving average is that blue one, our 9-day. Cracker thin, 9 days. That's all we get. And we're way the heck up here at $4.99, and the price is down here at $3.48. So we are over $1.50 away from the MA. When this thing comes falling back down, it could easily crash through that 9-day MA. But the bottom line is it's got to come back down at least to it. It can't fly. It's not an eagle. It's not a bird. It's a kangaroo. It bounces. Matter of fact, let's go see what Gorv is doing right now. I'll button up some of this stuff so we can get a better picture here. As you can see, I was looking at it. Yeah, squeeze me over there. We'll bring down our level 2. And what time frame we got this on? A 5-minute time frame. Let's bring it down to a minute. Let's get all the bits of information we can get here. All right, so as you can see, all of our supports and resistances down here are meaningless now, so we can get rid of all of those. Clean chart. So let's just take a look. Let's go back a year. Has this thing been hot? Not. That's a big knot, folks. She's been falling the entire year, and it looks like she was falling before this. Look at that 200 MA coming out of the sky. Right now, she is actually pushing towards the 200, but boy, there is a big gap there, right? We're down here at 240, breaking the 50, getting up to, wow, all right, that's a jump. We went from 240 up to 630, and we've weaseled back down here just under the 50 to about 435. That's a lot of movement. But to get up to that 200 MA, we'd have to jump up to over $13 from $5, 5 to 13. That would be a huge jump. But anything is possible with penny stocks, swear to God. All of the oscillators are on fire on the yearly chart. Now let's come way down to the close-up here. So she's been flat. We had a low here of $2.10 a couple days ago after market. Looks like she gets a lot of activity after market, pre-market, compared to the other periods as it was. Today's a little different. Yeah, she was down here at $2.40, has jumped up to $6.24, and is still pushing up on the 5-minute chart. What's our 1 minute look like? She is floating on that 9-day MA, which is perfect. I will not complain how fast, how hard she's going, as long as she stays on that 9. Once a full bar comes underneath the 9, I'm out. If I'm in this stock and I'm scalping it for profit, soon as I see a full bar, not a wick, a full bar come underneath the 9, I'm out of there. You can't climb unless you're on top of the 9. Now, when I say a full bar, I mean the entire bar. The top and the bottom have to be underneath that blue line. If any part of the solid bar is sitting on the blue line, I'm okay. It is still there, my friends. As long as the solid bar is on the line or above the line, I'm not going anywhere. And if she does fall right now, though she is climbing, if she was to dangle here, it'd look pretty scary halfway in between the 20 and our 9-day. Right in there, right? That'd look bad. So I would come on down to my 15-minute, and I would see where she was sitting there. Now you can see she was underneath the 9, a little underneath the 9. Now she's on top of the 9, pushing away from it. But she's above the 9. So it wouldn't be until she was underneath this 9 I would really be scared. The 5-minute, the 15-minute. The 1 minute, you know, when you watch the 1 minute, it's like watching somebody's eyes. Yeah, you may get a heads up on which direction they're going to go, but they could be looking at a lot of different things before they turn the direction they're going. So this can be a little confusing to watch, so need to back up to the 5 or 15 minute just to get a balance of what's going on here. But as you can see, she is still climbing. Now when this halts, folks, this is all going to lock up over here, and we have been getting lots of halts. Now let me see, this is Gorv. Let's see if we had a halt for Gorv here recently. I've got a page I always keep up. Let's move me over here. Oh, look at there. Gorv halted at 202, halted at 213. You can see lots of other stocks have been halted here today. Chow just came on the market today. It wasn't a penny stock, but it was about $8, and it ran to $22 before it came down. Hot stock. She was halted a few times, but she kept jumping up after every halt. So Gorv has had 2 halts. Last one was at 213. Right now it's 243. And she's still climbing. So if she gets halted again, this is all going to freeze up on us. And that's what I normally take a picture of and bring over here to Pennybois. Because at Pennybois, we're sharing information about stocks. And halted stocks are one of the stocks we play the absolute most, folks. Halted stocks are opportunities. As soon as they freeze up, that gives you time to think, make a plan. Do you want to get in after it moves? Do you want to see if it drops first and maybe get a play in for 2 cents over the high? After it falls, you wait for it to come back up. As soon as it gets close to its high that it had halted at, you put in a bid for 2 cents over that high. Just 2 cents. And you put a stop loss in just under the old high. Real tight. If it doesn't work, you hardly lose anything. If it does work and it takes your purchase, which is waiting over the high, 2 cents over the high, if it takes your buy, that's a catalyst. You just broke the old high and you became the new high of the day. Dun, 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 dun. So that stock starts to run. And it may be 10 cents, 20 cents, $2. But I guarantee you, you're going to get a bump and jump out of it and another quick gain. Don't be looking for more and more and more. Just take what you can get. And you can stimulate these halts by putting those 2 cent over the high plays in all day. over and over again and make money doing that. And if it works for you and you're good at it, you finally figure out how to time that puppy out, that's all you need to do. There's enough halts every single day to make money on. And when you get good at it, you don't need to do anything else, do you? So we have lots of information over here, folks. When you come here, I don't know, say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you don't know what we've been doing, well, you can easily come over here to this search bar, and you can put in tickers. Yeah, okay. You could scroll. That's okay too. Scrolling is always good. There's not as much here as you think, but there can be a lot. We do post a lot of charts. We have lots of information that is here. I even post information, stuff like this, trying to teach, trying to share examples of what it is you're looking for with this sort of tool or this sort of setup. But if you come up here and you type in the word, what's the word? Find it. Findit. Just one word, find it. Type that up here. You will get all of the stocks that I post, that I put supports and resistances on, right here. HSDT, let me see. Boxel, BBAI, these are today's, SONN. These were stocks that have been moving, caught attention, somebody asked a question about, a stock I'm sharing with you. And one of the things, if we're going to be playing them, we need to know where to get in and out. And how we do that is over top of these supports and resistances that I draw on here, right? Look at that. Oh, here I am. That's what you get with live recordings. So if we're right down here, I'm going to be putting in my bid, my buy, over top of this line right there. It's at $7.08. Well, I'm not coming in at 7.08. No. I'm coming in at like 7.10, 7.12, somewhere around there. And I'm going to put my stop loss in underneath this support, a couple pennies. But if I see a lot of activity on that bar that I'm getting in on, have there been any dips underneath it? I may want to get my stop loss underneath those wicks. If it already shows a tendency of coming down underneath this support and then jumping, well, you don't want to be in that bounce zone, right? So if you see a wicks coming down, get your stop loss underneath the lowest wick there. That should be your safe stop loss where you won't get tossed out and then it bounces up and gives away gains that you missed out on. And then I would get out underneath this next resistance here, which looks to be at about $7.75 in this case. But I wouldn't get out at $7.75. That is the line. You get out underneath it. Underneath it, maybe $7.70. The lines themselves are where the stock bounces. That's where it makes abrupt movements. And a lot of times it gets gun shy, and just before it'll buckle up. It'll duck before it even hits it. That's why we can't go right to the lines. You got to give yourself buffer room on each side. Not to mention, robots, AIs are not drawing these lines. Me and you are. And we're not perfect. We're not exact. So buffer room is what we need on each side of these lines because we don't know if we have it exactly where it needs to be. So always go above and below. Above to get in, below to get out. Let's see if anybody's talking to me over here. I've been talking to you for so long, I haven't even checked. Let's see, any questions? Please don't say I didn't alert you. RGTI. Well, let's go check out this quantum company. Quantum was hot for a while. RGTI is one of those quantum companies. See what's going on. Ooh, she is burning up, isn't she? All right, so we've got some supports and resistances here we can see on our 1 minute. Check out our 5 minute. We get better, understanding of what's going on here. So she was sideways, big rip, down a little bit, kept most of her gains, sideways, and now we've got another big rip going. So I'm going to take a picture of this for everybody, and we'll drop this over there. And this is what I do when I'm there. Yep, I want all of it. We share the information. Someone gave me a tip-off, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to share this tip-off the way everybody else can appreciate it. Company SNR, supports and resistances. Then I'm going to give some arrows here. My PPO is pushing up. My ADX is climbing. MACD is climbing. RSI is climbing and in the overbought. Yeah, we've got volume there, but nothing super special. However, we got a high right there of the day. Everything is pushing up, and we've got some, oh, we don't need that. And we've got some supports and resistances over our heads. So let's grab that up and go drop that in here for them. RGTI. Find it. I typed that. That is there for every single stock I do with supports and resistances. Not every chart I post has them. But if stocks are moving and people are thinking about getting in, they need to know where to do it at. Now, I could come back here actually because that's only one. What if somebody doesn't want to get out completely right there, which is like at 21.15, the line is at 21.26. And they say, well, I'm going to carry half of my stock up. Well, they got to see what's up there. Whoa, we got nothing up there. Oh, we do. Oh, brother. All right, this is the big spread. Let me see how far back we had to go to get this. We went all the way back here, didn't we? Let's go back a year so we can put that in perspective. There you go. That's where my Fibonacci came from. That big run right there, which went from 71 cents. Oh, my God. 71 cents to $21, folks. Look at that run for over 30 days. 30 days of running. Now, she did take a break right here. Huff and puff right there. But, boy, she ran and ran and ran. And when she fell from 21.42, she fell all the way down here to $6. She has bounced around, and you can see she's been on an uptrend now, going back up to that $21, bouncing on this 50-day on our yearly chart. Look at that. You can see that beautifully right now, folks. And she's up there at $20. And I know it's not a penny stock to you, but charts are charts. You can read these things. And remember, folks, maybe you trade penny stocks, but you could buy one share of a stock at $20, right? We're used to spending couple $100. You could buy one or two shares at $20. And if it goes to $30, $25, you can sell, take your win, get that dopamine fix, and take $5, $10, $20 off of your couple of shares. You know, I had a friend who bought one share of Tesla back when it was $2,000 a share. Tesla at $2,000. Do you even remember? That one share turned into 4 or 5 shares because they did a forward split. And then they did another one. So in the long run, after 2 forward splits, she had something like 18 shares of Tesla, each one worth $100 at that time. At that time, which means her $2,000 was worth $1,800, which doesn't sound all that good. But if I remember correctly, let's see, Tesla is $400. So if she still had those 18 shares, she'd be up 4 times, which would be $8,000 now. And she only bought one share. So, you know, if you can afford one share on a volatile stock that takes and gives gains a lot fast, get used to doing that. It doesn't hurt. Plus, it doesn't move as fast as penny stocks. You know, you get into a stock for 4 cents and it drops to 2 cents. You just lost 50% of your investment. Well, if this is up here at, the last one, not Tesla. The last one was up there at $21. If it falls 50%, it had to go to $10. Well, what's the chances of that? I mean, it can happen, but it would take some time. You would see it happening. You'd be able to get out with a 4 cent to a 2 cent drop. You didn't have time to do anything but blink, and it was done. So this is the beauty, as I said, of being over here at Pennybois, our community, because we share the information. Nobody gives anybody any shaving cream. We don't do that. What's the point? We're not trying to prove our superiority. We're not flexing our muscle. Some of us don't even speak English as well as other people. We're trying to understand new concepts. We're not all at the same level. So we get questions that may irritate somebody, but we understand because you know what? We all been there. So yeah, I invite you to come over here and spend some time with me. Now, I am doing other things, but there's a lot of people over here to keep you busy. But I am here all day long, coming in and out, talking to you, sharing with you, looking at things you want me to look at, giving you my opinion, and leading you to other information on Pennybois, because Pennybois has got so much to offer you folks. I'm just one little corner, my momentum page over here, if you want to stop in, get some action, like slot machines, but then go over to our free lobby page. Take a drink, have a sandwich, talk to our other coaches, talk to our other team members. They'll answer your questions, lead you into things that can help you. We have coaches. Did you know you can get a personal coach, are you ready for this, for $40 a month? That's not a special, that's the norm. That blew my mind when I heard that. I would have paid $40 a month a long time ago if somebody would have told me, because I was losing lots of money, hundreds of dollars. $40 was cheap. For 30 days to have someone say, well, if you do this, well, watch how I do it. And just so you know, you're not being told what to do by somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. They will share their P&Ls with you, their profit and loss sheets. They'll show you their plays, not just for the last week, but for the last year. They will prove to you they know what they're doing. We want you to make money on your own. We're not a copy trade system. We're a let us help you system. We want to teach you whatever it is you do. Options. We've got a program right now with SPY. They're playing options on the SPY regularly. We've got a program. I just heard about it the other day. I don't know enough about it, but if you come over here, I'll dig that information up for you. And they're killing it. I think they were like at 84% win rate on their SPY options daily, right? So they're having a good time over there. We also can teach you how to trade cryptocurrency, which you can do 24/7 if you really have an addiction trading. That's where you need to be at. I got out of it because I couldn't stop trading. I trade all day and I trade all night. Really, it became a problem. So I don't really trade crypto anymore. I have to understand it now because so many companies are involved with crypto, with their treasuries, but to actually trade it, nah. All right, folks, I think that's plenty. That's about 30 minutes there. I don't want to drag this out, but you see what I go through here. We have a lot happening, and I expect tomorrow to be a hot day. So if you play options, be careful. Always be careful with options, but I do believe tomorrow, if both countries give us those rate cuts, what's to stop the market from going nuts? Now, there's going to be bounces, so don't freak out. I normally see that as soon as Powell goes to talk, it starts to normally climb if we anticipate good news. Echo, stop. If we're anticipating bad news, it's falling. But then for some reason, when Powell starts answering questions, it goes the opposite direction of whatever it was doing. Then, when Powell quits talking, the market finally makes up its mind and it moves. And it moves. Wherever it's going, it moves there and it starts moving strong like a locomotive. So watch the market, watch Powell, have the timing set up, know where you're getting in, know where you're going to get out. It should be fun tomorrow, folks. America's going to get a rate cut. God, we need it. That should bring food down at the stores. That should bring a lot of things down for all of us. Thanks for your time, folks. I appreciate it. Remember, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See you, folks.